The Giver was a book written by Lois Lowry back in 1993 that follows along with a boy named Jonas. He doesn't have a last name, no one gets last names anymore, who is trepidatious about the upcoming ceremony where everyone gets their jobs. This is their job for life. You don't choose your job, you are given. They say, hey, that's your job, and then you do it. Want to clean floors? Well, you are, forever. You want to do something else? Too bad. You're cleaning the floors. Over the generations, they have gotten rid of color. Nobody can see color anymore, which they refer to as sameness. The entire point of sameness is that everyone is the same. There's no more black, white, brown, gray, Mexican, Canadian. It's all just same. Everyone is same. And you can't see color, so it just is, which, means there's no traffic lights because everybody rides around on bicycles. The entire deal is that everyone doesn't remember the past. They don't have history class anymore. It is all just living in the now, doing your work, having fun, not really questioning the society, and all of history from the way, 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 way back is given to one guy known as the Receiver. He is the receiver of memory. His entire job is to hold in all of the pain of history and the pleasures too, for whenever the council needs his advice, and they only ask him very rarely, and he'll use the memories and go, oh, no, we shouldn't do that. That'll probably lead to war and or famine. Let's avoid that. And they go, cool, thanks, guy. They go to the ceremony, and Jonas gets the job of new receiver of memory and has to go through that. No one understands what it is. His entire job now is that he can't tell anybody what the deal is, and he meets up with the Giver, because he's got to give the thing to Jonas to be the receiver. So Jonas becomes the receiver. He gets all the stuff, and he starts seeing the colors and losing his mind, and he's like, wow, why don't we have this all the time? And then the Giver gives him war and sunburn and pain, and he doesn't understand. He's like, oh, maybe we should keep that hidden. But eventually he goes, oh, okay. Society is really lacking. It doesn't have the colors and all this stuff. He tries to give some of these to people around, and they don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to them. And Jonas loses his mind because he can't explain this to anybody, and he's like, why do we live like this? And the Giver's like, you'd have lived like that too if you hadn't gotten the memories. So eventually Jonas sees some horrible atrocities going on with what it means to be released from the community, involving old people and babies and his dad. So he goes, nope, we can't do this. This is awful. And decides, I'm going to change it. So without ruining the ending, that's kind of what happens. But the movie is an adaptation. It does what it has to do, and right up front I will tell you that I spent an hour and a half debating this movie with a friend of mine, and we couldn't decide if it was a good movie or not. It's not bad. We decided definitively it is not bad. But we couldn't decide if it was good. So they are able to do the no color thing. It's awesome. They play with that a lot, and they'll give you little sepia tones here and there, and only Jonas can see like the real color of life, and that's awesome. It looks great. But if you know the book, you already know the story, and it goes okay. Because Meryl Streep is in it as the head council woman, they had to flesh her character out and make it bigger, which is totally fine. It makes a lot of sense. You've got Meryl Streep, you better put her to use.
When people have the freedom to choose, they choose wrong. I'm surprised you're not more worried about him. I would be. You should know better than anyone.
Jeff Bridges as the Giver, awesome. He does a great job. He's got the old man walk, and I've always got stuff in my teeth talk, which works for him.
They're called books. You can change things.
I cannot prepare you for what's going to happen.
They fleshed out a few of the other characters. They gave Asher more stuff to do, Jonas's friend.
What's past there?
Don't know. We're not allowed to fly past that.
Let's go.
It's against the rules, Jonas.
They gave Fiona more stuff to do, Jonas's female friend. One of the main things, and I remember reading this from Lois Lowry, was that they not make the movie into a love story, because all these young adult fiction adaptations always are love stories, and she didn't want that. It's about more. It's about society and all these, and feelings in total. And they kind of lean a little heavy on the Fiona end of things, I felt.
There is so much more.
There's something missing. I felt things.
Which is unfortunate, and there's certain times when it seems that she understands more than she really should, because just because you are starting to get feelings doesn't mean you can understand them, since you've spent your whole life without them, so it's a gray area. I would say that overall, pretty good movie. I'd recommend it. I mean, at least see it. Especially if you've read the books, you know, throw some money at it. It's been in development for a long, long, long time. Originally, Jeff Bridges wanted his dad to play the Giver, and he was going to direct it, but time went on, the movie didn't happen, and then his dad died. So then time kept going, and Jeff Bridges kept getting older, and he was like, I will be old for this movie. So he was. Jeff Bridges does a great job in everything he has to do. Meryl Streep plays her part well for what they're asking of her. The main kid, Jonas, is really, like, psychotic emotional, which I guess sells the point of, you know, you can't understand emotions because now you have them. Girl plays Fiona. She does a good job. Kid who plays Asher. The scenes he's in work. I'm kind of a jerk. I'm going to put up a spoiler warning right now, because I'm going to get into the stuff of the movie that just threw me off completely. So, spoilers. They have a police force, which is kind of sensical, but at the same time it's not, because, I mean, you got to have somebody who's going to be like, oh, okay, so curfew is this, and you're not going to be out, and okay, go back. But in the movie, they're like, this is a police force.
Stopped.
And they have tasers. This kind of society would not have tasers. That doesn't make any sense. At one point, they even blow the doors off of the Giver's house. They wouldn't have explosives to do that. There would no be any reason to do that. Asher's entire job is that he is a drone pilot. You don't need drones. In the book, let's jump back to the book, they have a plane fly over the community, and it freaks everybody out. They're like, why would there be a plane here? This doesn't make any sense. But Asher is a drone pilot, which really is just Hollywood going, drones, drones, and that's kind of annoying. At one point, because I'm in the spoiler section of this, Asher has to lose Jonas,
And then I want you to lose him.
which he takes as he picks him up and throws him off a gorge. But he's at a computer doing all of this, and as soon as he does it, he's waiting. He sees Jonas, and he's like, okay, he's probably going to be fine. And then the Meryl Streep comes in and is like, hey, did you do it? And he's like, yeah, I did it. She's like, okay, good. If she had been tasking him with doing this, she would have been watching his feed. They have video evidence of all of this, that he talked to Jonas, that he threw him off, that he made sure he was okay. They would know all of this. They would go up, Asher, get out of here. You're a liar, and you're hurting the community. So right away, that is a problem. Another big problem I had it with, and you can hear it on like some of their ads and stuff, you've got Meryl Streep going,
What has he taught you?
what do you think he's teaching him? His whole job is to receive all this stuff. He's teaching him all that stuff. What he does with it is his call, but for them to react with like, oh, you shouldn't be learning this stuff. No, that's his whole job. You gave him that job, that's his job. He's doing it. So that was a problem right there. Near the end, there is a room that is an execution room. You've got somebody dies in here, glass wall, bunch of people watching over here. They wouldn't have that in the society. That makes no sense for them to have built, because people get injected and thrown away to, as corpses in just a little special room. They go, oh, okay, yeah, you're sorry, this should be released. All right, gone. And that's it. They wouldn't have a, we gotta watch these people die execution room. That's not a thing that would happen. So, for them to have built that in the movie is nonsensical and really annoying. Like, it kills me that they have done that. And that's a section where Jeff Bridges comes in and he's like talking to the entire council and a bunch of other random people, I guess, which makes even less sense. And he's like, love! I know you felt love, and love is important, and we should have this. And Meryl Streep's like, yeah, no, because we'd get all the bad stuff too. And he's like, but we'd have love. And she's like, nah, brah. Nah. And then Jonas's mom is sitting there, and she's like, love. I think I know. Love? Kind of. Even though she was the one that was like jumping on Jonas when he said, do you love me? She was like, Jonas, you're just saying stupid stuff now. So, spoilers, end. So was it a good movie? I can't decide. It was not a bad movie. I would recommend seeing it at least. I would also recommend reading the book. It's a really short book. It's a really good book. So, I know it's incredibly cliche, but the book was better. It was more concise with what it was trying to do. It presented things very direct, and the movie kind of did weird things. So, I would say see the movie, definitely read the book, and enjoy the in-between, really. It's not a bad movie. It is a good book. So, take that as you will.